great start for Denny Hamlin. Now he will proceed to block. He will get in front of whichever line he thinks is going to move the fastest and try to stay up front and dictate what's going to happen with this race. You're also going to hear side drafting is already.
Christopher Bell. I believe it's Christopher Bell.
Yeah, sure enough. Bell around in the back of the pack. The 8 also involved. And they're sliding down the banking. Caution has come out on lap 1.
Like Christopher might have had a left rear tire go down.
Yeah, for the right rear.
The right rear.
Wow.
Tyler Reddick in the 8 also involved. We saw him slow.
There it is. That's actually the left rear tire, I believe, is the one's flat. So that's just no practice and probably having.
Killed. I can't even drive straight here.
I think they're both flat, aren't they, Junior?
Well, I think the left rear is the one that went first, but that's just no practice, tire rubs, things like that they can't see and understand. You know, there's going to be some gremlins on these cars that they usually work out in practice. And he doesn't get that opportunity this weekend, and here you are. That's very frustrating. Not even one lap into the race to have something like that happen.
He's already around entering turn 3. Just have to wonder if that left rear was rubbing.
Contact with the 8.
Yeah, Tyler Reddick, no place to go.
Tyler Reddick's day, that was big impact for him as well. What a disappointing start of this race for those 2 drivers.
Riding on the Coca-Cola can, Bubba Wallace.
Car 47. Clear down if you want
He gets into the back of the car in front of him.
Easy. Stop. Get up. Watch him coming up. Keep coming. All right.
Getting dirt track in that car, that dirt track experience probably helped him right there. And a lot of those guys are lucky for it. He didn't turn around quicker and go back up the racetrack. Great organization in an outside line. 3 cars locked bumper to bumper. Only 2 locked up in that inside line. They have the shorter distance. Looks like 2 are going to get clear on the outside. Teammates side by side for 3rd.
21 car, Matt DiBenedetto. He's been telling us that he was supposed to be told last week at the latest what his deal is for next year. Does he have this ride or not? Is he racing for a ride today? If he is, expect some serious aggressiveness coming from that car.
And Matt has said every time out, he goes out to give the best he can possibly give for his team because he knows how hard everyone works. And he knows how hard he had to work just to even get to this ride. As we see a pretty good push coming from the 22 there.
Yeah, he's got his hands full on that 21 car, Dave.
When I talked to Greg Irwin, the crew chief, this morning, he goes, you know, can you imagine the pressure that Matt has on him? He is fighting for a ride for next year, but what if he's asked to do something for a teammate today, a fellow Ford out there? It's a real hard balance to have, and I feel really bad for him, but he's going to try to win and prove his worth in that 21.
10 car jumps to the outside, trying to get help off the 12.
Hamlin just bailing out. He said, I've seen enough. I'm not going to play. You guys go on. I'll catch up later.
Look at this inside line, though. Matt DiBenedetto up to side by side with the 10 car, getting some great help from the 22. Joe Logano is pretty aggressive when it comes to pushing, when it comes to moves, taking risks. Look at that, almost turning the 21 car sideways.
That 21 car is moving around. It's a lot of work. Not just riding around here at Talladega, getting pushed like that. It is up on the wheel all the time. Harvick behind this, he's bailing out, had enough.
He'll drop back. One of the things you can't do at this super speedway below the double yellow lines is advance your position, but he's going to the back of the field.
It shows you how wild these guys think it is. 2 veterans, Hamlin and Harvick, both saying, you know what, it's too much. It's not. I'm not going to be in this situation right now. Marty.
And guys, up front, the opposite of that is Eric Almirola. I talked to the team earlier today, and they said, you know, we're in a position where we really need to win to be able to make it to the next round. And we could ride in the back like we see the guys on the right side of the screen doing, but we don't want to do that. We want to stay aggressive. We want stage points, and we still feel like to get to the round of 8, there is a points pass. So Eric Almirola is sticking to a very aggressive strategy. And you see Denny Hamlin bailing out there. I asked Chris Gabehart about Denny's skill, and he said one thing that that impresses me the most with him at super speedway races, he knows when to bail out. He knows when to leave a pack, and that's exactly what he just did. He can almost sense when the wreck might be coming to Denny Hamlin saying, hey, I've seen enough. I'm headed to the back along with Kevin Harvick.
Brad Keselowski punts the 10 car, gets him a great run going. 10 jumps to the outside. Eric's alone for a ride here off the nose of the 2.
Oh, big block.
Kurt Busch is going to jump up there and take this opportunity to get some help from Eric. Go around this 9 car into the lead. Ooh, a lot happening really fast. The runs come, and they surprise you. Nothing Chase can do about that. Now the 10 car's continuing his momentum off the nose of the 2.
And has help. The 2 drop down, as well as the 17 also coming down there. So 3 Fords working together at the bottom of the track, coming up on 5 laps to go.
Oh, the 1 is sinking like a rock now, 4 wide. He has no help behind him. Just a minute ago, leaving this race, comes off of turn 4. Less than a lap later, running 10th or so.
How about Chris Buescher in the 17? Up here running 3rd right now. Dave.
Yep, and he's had a little momentum the last couple of weeks in that bright orange 17. He'll try to keep it going. Also the 37, the blue and white Chevrolet for Ryan Preece. Talked to his crew chief, Trent Owens, this morning. He said, you know what? We crashed both Daytonas and the first Talladega riding in the back. I'm cutting him loose today to see what he can do in that JT DiGiordi Chevrolet. Look at that move by Buescher now.
Buescher moves up the racetrack. That might be the wrong move right now as the 9's able to get by. Here comes Chase Elliott once again on the inside. Gets to the back bumper of Brad Keselowski in the 2.
Look at that 3rd groove up there. Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon, Eric Jones trying to recover after being shuffled to the back.
Are we going to see 3 wide for the win of stage 1? It's building up that way.
Yes.
12 car Blaney. These Penske cars are amazing pushers, and they're aggressively doing it, sending these guys into the lead. Right now, Buescher, the recipient of some great pushes from Ryan Blaney in this middle groove. Here they come on the outside of 2nd place. Brad Keselowski. The 10 car jumps up there to try to block this.
Almirola still trying to lead this race and block where he has to. Look at the 9 of Chase Elliott. What an aggressive move as he slid to the inside.
He surprises Brad Keselowski and puts him in the middle of the racetrack.
He cleared Brad. Now what's going to happen? Chase is going to have a decision to make. Go to the bottom or to the middle. There's nobody on the bottom.
The leader is way out front. They're going to have a lot of speed coming up on the back of this 10 car. It's going to be tough to block.
And now coming up on 3 laps to go in stage 1.
Alex Bowman to the outside of the 22 car, to the outside of Blaney, to the outside of the 17 now. Bowman getting help from the 22 car into 2nd place. Big run from the 22 coming. He's going to get in the back of this 88. 88 tries to go to the outside.
And around they go. The 10 of Eric Almirola up in the air is the 18 of Kyle Busch. Ryan Blaney is caught in it as well. Can't tell who is wedged up against the wall with Almirola. The 18 was airborne. It's the 88 of Bowman.
All guys that are battling for the points. Who did we just talk about a minute ago that decided to go to the back? Going to ride around. He also needed points.
Well, good job there.
Clint Boyer saw this coming. Got out of it. He is going to survive this wreck.
With 3 to go, Alex Bowman is involved. Eric Almirola involved, and there's the 14 unscathed.
So how much damage does that 18 car have? Doesn't look too bad.
It was airborne, Jeff.
He just has to be careful here coming around this racetrack. He's got some tires that are flat spotted, possibly tires that are going to be coming apart.
Perfect. Right side's
Just
fine.
doesn't want to blow the fenders off this car with the tire coming apart. Let's take a look, Let's see what's happening here. The 22 car gets a really big push up to the back of Bowman, and Bowman, this happens a little bit late, but Bowman was a little bit unsure of what to do, to the inside, to the outside. He saw a little bit of a hole in the outside of the 10 car, tried to squeeze in there. The 10 of Eric tries to block it. They make contact. Here it is, the 88. Probably thinking inside. He gets a big push right there. He's kind of always forced to make a decision, forced to go to one side or the other because of the aggressive push from the 22. If the 88 lifts and doesn't do anything, he's likely to turn into the fence.
Yeah, just such a big push from behind. So you see right here, Logano pushing him. They get to the outside. I think they just make contact. I'm not even sure he meant to go there.
Yeah, I don't think
pushed so hard.
I don't think the 10 actually moved to block. I think he actually just had contact from the right rear quarter panel from the 88.
Yeah, that's what it just. Watch this ride.
They're both waiting for this 22 gets to this 88.
Yeah.
Here now.
The 10's not even looking in the mirror or doing anything to try to block that run. The 88 really kind of got forced up into the back of the 10.
Hanging on and limiting how bad it is.
Martin Truex Jr.
Oh.
Happens that quickly.
Just so happy when you get through there, nobody collects you, clips you in the rear quarter panel or anything like that when you're in that situation the 19's in.
You can see from that shot that contact was made just because the 22 was pushing so hard. Contact was made to Eric, and then Eric just couldn't do anything. Long for the ride.
So this is the final lap of stage 1, and the last time they went by, and sure enough, it's going to happen. The green and white checkered flag is going to go out to Chris Buescher, which, by the way, this is his first career stage win. So when we mentioned at the top of the show, anyone can win this race. That right there shows you Chris Buescher just won stage 1 because of all of the chaos that happened on those last 3 laps. Chris Buescher in that Sunny D, number 17. On the outside line, Brad Keselowski. Discount tire number 2 on the inside. 2 Fords leading the pack here at Talladega. As we get ready for the green flag, it comes back out.
That inside line's pretty tight, a lot of pushing from the 8 into the back of the 2 car. That inside line coming up to the back of the 17, Chris Buescher. They're going to clear easily the top 3. Now with that outside line, or middle groove form up on the back straightaway, get a big run on these guys. Starting to happen.
Talk about cars with damage. That 8 car on the inside, row 3, he was involved in that lap 1 wreck. Got it there, got a bunch of tape on that car. Now he's found his way to the front.
Remember the 8 of Tyler Reddick, involved in an accident very early. And so he is running right up here, 3rd on the inside line, and has been effective. He's been able to push, he's been able to run up front.
He's a lone Chevrolet though, and a bunch of Fords. There's about 4 Fords right there, and he's a sandwich.
We talk so much about the playoff guys. Well, there's only 2 playoff guys in the top 14 right now.
Yeah, the 8 has to kind of protect himself. He doesn't want to give up that bottom or let anybody to the inside. He could get put in the middle here. Randy Benedetto would love to get up there and be behind that 2 car instead of pushing his 8.
Michael McDowell, that 34 car, that bright yellow car, he is a good road racer and a good super speedway racer. This falls right into his repertoire. Let's see if he can make something happen today.
A lot of guys like him sort of wait for that first accident before they sort of wake up, see it thin out a little bit, go up there and start making some moves. He's not racing for any point throughout the event, just up here for a trophy. Getting a great push by the 9 car. He's got some great help behind him. The Ford's on the inside, tandemed up. Again, the Penske car pushing better than any car out here today.
That 12 car on the bottom, 3 rows back. He was in that wreck earlier. They came in and got it repaired. He's found his way back to the front as well. The day's not done if the damage isn't too awful bad.
As big as the spoilers are, I think, you know, you could be missing a fender and still hang into this pack. This thing, you know, if we have a few more crashes, a couple more cars get thinned out, those guys with that real bad damage can still get in there and find themselves in the top 10 coming across the finish line.
Joey Logano continued to push anybody in front of him.
Anybody that's brave enough, Jimmy again up the racetrack, trying to get away from the side draft. Kelly.
Another driver that has been in the thick of things for much of the day, Daniel Suarez, driving that number 96 car in the Team Go Brothers Racing. So that's by design. They put particular emphasis on Talladega. Kind of wanted to pick up where they left off at Daytona in August. That's where Suarez led 19 laps, ultimately getting collected in a late race crash. But remember, this is one of those race teams that has an open seat for next year after it was announced that Daniel Suarez will not be returning. So Daniel Suarez trying to do his part to continue to make a name for himself, and this is the team looking for a driver.
And Jimmy Johnson is almost to the front out here on the outside of his teammate. He's getting a lot of help from Joey Logano.
What about the help on the front of that 48? There's some debris there.
Yeah, that's not good.
Looks like a hood flap off of another car is what it looks like.
Yeah, it's probably off
A hood flap from the 21, isn't it, guys?
That's probably what it is. So Jimmy's picked that up. He's going to carry that around the racetrack. I'm sure that temperatures in that car are climbing. He's going to have to make the decision to let these guys go and try to get in behind them and get that piece off the car.
Yeah, that's right there. That's in a bad spot as far as cooling for the engine.
Even as the lead car, it's probably not going to be clean enough air to cool that engine.
Now he's going to say, this thing has all of a sudden gotten faster.
Hey, it drives better.
Oh, it's getting hotter. That's not good.
Yeah.
Marty.
It's amazing what these spotters do at Talladega, Rick. They're almost an air traffic controller. Let's listen to Eddie DeHaan, the spotter for Chase Elliott, as he tries to keep the 9 car up front and his teammates behind him.
Lap 108, you're clear. 108 at the line here.
Oh, we got a crash!
48 goes around. The big one happening. The one's upside down.
Slow, big wreck behind you.
Kurt Busch climbed all over the top of the 41 of Custer. The 2 is around. Playoff contenders involved. Kurt Busch won a week ago. He's safe into the round of 8. Everyone else is still fighting for points and positions. The 62, Brendan Gaughan, his final NASCAR race was taking place, and he has severe damage to that car. You see the 1, Kurt Busch got up and on top of the 41 of Cole Custer.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Tell me the 22 has something to do with that.
You see the AMR safety team on the track.
Oh, Clint Bowyer's out of his car. His day is done.
2 car looks unscathed here as he was spinning around, just has some flat tires to get back to pit road to change. Daniel Suarez with heavy right front damage here.
We were just talking about Daniel not knowing what he's going to be doing next year. Brendan Gaughan, that Beard Motorsports, a team that has 1 employee. Beard Motorsports, their only employee is Darren Shaw, the crew chief. Take another look at what happened.
14 car has the 48 car out of control through the tri-oval and gets into the left rear quarter panel and turns the 48.
Yeah, right there, the 14's pushing the 48. Gets him turning around. Now, off the right. Kurt Busch way up in the air. Fortunately, came down on his tires. There it starts, right there. That tri-oval, we talked about it earlier, that is the worst place. That's where your car has the least amount of grip around this racetrack.
And remember, these race cars are 3,400 pounds flying through the air like toy cars.
Watch them on front, right here on 3 up, right here, low. Straight, low, come on, straight, hold the brake, nothing's coming. Left, all right, hold the brake right there. We're just gonna have a little bit of damage.
So right there, it starts. It seems like it gets calmed down, but another bit of contact. Now the 48's around into the side of the 1.
And the 1's headed into the outside wall at full speed. Frightening view out the front of that car. As you know, that impact's coming. Anywhere from 30 to 40 G's head on into the fence.
Chase Elliott has dropped down to that inside line, has William Byron right behind him. And then maybe the most aggressive pusher of the day, the 22 of Joey Logano running third.
Those two Hendrick Chevrolets up front are going to stay together.
Look at this run coming from behind.
Matt's like, hey, Joey, let's go. I'm coming. He's on out here. I'll push you by these guys. And that's exactly what they're going to try to do right here.
A little side drafting there on Byron will pull him back. And now the 22 and 21 working together in tandem are going right by the 9.
Yep, easily out front. Great work by Matt. Showing that early down the back straightaway, kind of blending real easily to the outside of the middle groove. Letting Logano know, hey, man, I'll pick you up if you want to come out here.
And Busher in that 17 car, he was about 2 feet away from clearing Chase Elliott, but he didn't clear him, and now he's on the outside line. Big push now from Truex, though.
And Matt dives down into the inside line, again alerting Logano to what he would rather do as the pusher. Hey, I'm going to go down here and let's defend down here.
Look at all Austin Dillon with all that damage on his car, and then in that outside line, Alex Bowman, all the damage on his car.
And the draft is a wonderful thing for cars with damage on them, because all of the cars that were on the damaged vehicle policy have met the minimum speed, so that clock has been reset once again.
Truex is pushing that 17 car, but they have blocked that up front. The Fords have jumped in front of this Chris Buescher car. 3 Fords and a Toyota on his middle line.
Now Buescher was able to clear Chase Elliott. Now he has to decide when he needs to block. Going to the bottom, follow that line in front of him.
Truex going to try to go to the back bumper. I thought he might go to the right side here. He's going to stay with his 17. Doesn't have any help behind him to make a move. 4-car breakaway out front.
Now Truex, he's going to have to watch his mirror. He's going to have to decide which lane he wants to go.
Neither line back there, Jeff, has the momentum. The 38, though, getting to the back of this 8 car might push him free.
Truex jumped on the outside.
He's going to have help. Tyler Reddick in the 8 coming up behind him.
Yeah, that was great timing for Martin. The 8 car comes up there and helps him out a little bit.
8 lost a little bit of ground right there. Wasn't able to keep up with Martin. Now he's going to get a big run. Will he push Martin? Yes, he's going to push him. There he goes. Get hooked up.
Oh, the 21's going to have a big run to the back of this 22 car. We're going to have to lift a little bit. Here comes the 9. That's going to allow the 19 to get a run here. He's going to jump to the outside of the 17, to the outside of the 21. Joey's going to have to look in the mirror and decide what to do here. He's going to have to try to go and block. No, he's going to stay low. Truex could get to the outside here. He does.
They bunch up once again, and Truex out front. Will he lead the lap?
Certainly will. The 8 car is going to push him into the lead. Now they're organized on the bottom. Truex is going to go down there and take advantage of that.
Had a few inches to clear Logano. He took advantage of it. Now he's got to control the race. He's going to have to decide which lane to block. Oh,
almost sideways again, Tyler Reddick.
Truex is trying to block this 22.
And all the way down to the apron, the 21 has to go to avoid contact.
Oh, he's going to try to blend in. He does. No crash. Great work by everybody.
That's no penalty there. He did not advance his position when he went below the yellow line. He got pushed down there.
He's just trying to survive right there. Now Truex has got some work on this outside. Oh, he's going to dive to the inside here.
He does not want to push him. Tyler Reddick out front at Talladega.
Not quite clear. What happens behind these guys? Who's going to push who?
Under 2 laps to go in the second stage.
There's not enough help on the inside line. Reddick's going to fade. The 9 car's in position here to try to take this lead. Work around this 19 with some momentum off the nose of the 22. The 22's behind the 9 car.
We know the 22 is going to push as hard as he can.
And they're all staying in line here. Pretty interesting.
Brad had a chance to jump on the outside of the 17. Didn't do it.
Oh, the 2 just barely cleared the 43 car there. Oh, the 22 jumped out of line here. He's got an issue. For some reason, he's fading back.
Falling back quickly is Joey Logano.
Going to split the 9 car. Keselowski to the inside.
1 lap to go.
What is going on?
something's happened to the 22, unless he just backed out of this. But I don't see why he would have.
Yeah, he's got an issue of some sort. Maybe a tire going down. Something trying to
Hey guys,
back.
they were told over the radio to the 21 car as they get more action there that the 22 is under penalty for forcing someone below the line, so he was not going to receive stage points.
Oh, there you go. Great call there. Great information.
So Love's receiving points, so get out of the wreck.
Finish it out here. Do not pay. Green checker this time.
Look at how big this is. Big lead for Martin Truex Jr. with the shove from the 2 of Brad Keselowski.
There's a big run coming from the top. I don't think they can get there. The 38 and the 17. They're going to get this 2 car, I believe.
John Hunter Nemechek in that 38. A good push. But it's Martin Truex Jr. who wins stage 2. And with that comes a playoff point. 5th stage win of 2020 for MTJ. So the 22 was penalized and was told by NASCAR
So we
that he
forced
had
21 below the line, so
car
we are in
below
those point.
the double yellow line. Take a look at how it happens.
He goes up to try to get to the outside of this 19 car. Now he's going to come down, try to go to the inside, but the 21's there. I don't think he even was watching his inside mirror, but unintentionally forced the 21 below the line.
Yeah, the rule says if you go below the yellow line to advance your position, you will be penalized. And if you force someone below the yellow line, you may be penalized. So
Got
NASCAR,
pushed, got loose, and forced down there. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, I don't think he was looking, hey, I'm gonna block the 21 here. I think he was just trying to move around and get on the quarter panel of the 19 car. But NASCAR didn't like it.
he was saying he got pushed and got loose.
Let's see, the 8 car behind him here.
And went and got down there because of that, but I'm not so sure that evidence agrees with Joey Logano.
Well, a driver is always going to have his own perspective, right?
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with what Joey's saying, but I do think that Joey probably really didn't mean to make that happen. But, you know, that's not the way the rule is written. And the 21 car does go way down and has to try to find his way back on the racetrack. Everyone's lucky that wasn't any worse than it was.
And that's why the rule is there, because when you blend back in, getting into turn 3 or getting into turn 1, that's where those wrecks always happen. And that's why NASCAR put that yellow line rule in effect.
They rarely exercise that side of the rule, though. They're more than happy to penalize the guys that are going below the line, but rarely do they penalize the guys that are forcing.
Martin Truex Jr., winless on super speedways. He's up front. Brad Keselowski on that outside line in the 2. 63 laps to go from Talladega.
Chase Elliott underneath putting hub. Trying to push the issue.
1.5, too wide back there now. Still 1.5 back. All right, here comes the 20. Right here, quarterback, coming to you. 2's got a little bit of a run back outside. Got the 20 and the 9 coming right here behind you now. Here he comes, quarterback to you. Outside with 8.
To that spotter from the 19, Clayton Hughes.
While all that happened, Brad Keselowski regains the lead. That's one thing you don't want. You're one of these guys in this field trying to win this race. And that 8 car's on the outside, though, getting a great push from the 88.
I can't believe the 88 can push him. Look at all the damage on that 88.
Well, both of them are damaged. The 8 of Tyler Reddick has a lot of damage to the front. The 88 has damage.
They're still working that outside line here, trying to get clear.
And Tyler Reddick was very aggressive in the middle of 3 and 4 with a side draft to the side of the 2 car to get him slowed down. That allowed Alex Bowman to get to him. Now a good push from behind. What's Reddick going to do? Is he going to go to the bottom or stay at the top?
I'd go to the bottom.
Tyler Reddick was involved in the wreck on the first lap of this race, and right now Tyler Reddick leading at Talladega.
All right, that outside line, they're a little disorganized. The inside's coming for the 8 car. 20 to 19 are pretty tight together there. They're going to get into the back of this 2 car.
And watch what happens when he gets there. Watch how fast this 2 car gets.
Look at this outside line as well with Bubba Wallace up there, Ty Dillon, John Hunter.
Oh, Truex almost in the quarter panel of the 88. He got a little tight right there. That was close. It doesn't take anything for these guys to get loose. Keselowski to the outside of the 8.
And a big run there for Keselowski. He's going to clear the 8.
Wow, that's impressive for that car. Pretty much all by himself. He got a little energy off the nose of the 88 late on that pass, but pretty much did that by himself. Now he's looking in the mirror and he sees 3 lanes. He has to block 3 instead of just 2. That gets a little more difficult.
Oh,
Bubba Wallace getting on the outside quarter panel here.
Yeah, he's up top. He side drafts the 2, trying to take the lead away at Talladega. Here comes Tyler Reddick once again on the inside. 3 wide for the lead as they go into turn 3.
Bubba Wallace with Ty Dillon on the back bumper, trying to get that 43 clear into the lead. Bubba staying with that 13 there. Cars are bottoming out on the racetrack.
Look at that top lane. None of those guys has a win in the Cup Series.
Bubba Wallace into the lead and clear. Oh, he's going to get down in the middle here. Here comes Ty Dillon. They're going to allow the Nemechek car to, yes, it's going to allow Nemechek to the outside of the 13. Man, Ty's getting a big push from the 2. Ty's going to have to do something with it. The 2's going to push him up the racetrack. Retake second place.
And it's crazy how those Penske cars can push other cars. It's amazing the speed they have.
Watch your gap, watch your gap. Come
They
back
push
top.
them
Now watch
into a
the bottom
situation where they
88
have to get out of the way or have to go some way, one way or another.
You notice the 19 of Mark Truex Jr. has disappeared from this picture.
How about Matt Kenseth in that 42 car? 48-year-old come to play today.
Used to joke about not being very good at the plate races, but he was very good, I thought.
He said he wasn't good anywhere, just won championships and races.
10 laps to go.
They get pushed out there, but then they fall back really quick.
How hard does the pushing increase?
It's not going to get less. We can guarantee you that.
They're still trying to recover that momentum they lost from being shoved out so far. Here it comes, the push from the 37 car into the back of the 2. The 2 starts to shove that 22 car back out in front.
Another run, though, from the 9 and the 43. And that inside line has momentum.
I think you'll start seeing the inside line gain more cars as this race goes on.
Now 9 laps to go.
Heart rate's through the roof inside these cars right now.
And this boost.
Split up.
Oh, the
Just keep
37
that
to the
9 in your
outside of
mirror.
2. Puts Brad Keselowski 3
Split the
wide.
top lane, just watch the top.
Lost him.
Keep the 9 in your mirror. Then split
Brad
the top lane.
Keselowski
The
falling
37
back.
gonna run one
Ryan
back in
Preece
him.
has broke up the Penske's up front.
And now trying to slide into a spot.
Yeah, Brad trying to get into a spot there in the back is kind of taking a little bit of the organization out of this bottom groove. Well, that hurt them because there was only 4 cars together down there now.
And now Joey has a whole new game plan. He does not have a teammate behind him. He's going to not be able to trust whoever's behind him. He's going to have to change his mindset here.
Bubba Wallace in control. 8 laps to go.
Bubba's going to try to block this 22 car.
That's going to help Chase Elliott on the bottom, but will there be enough cars left on the bottom?
Oh, man. I'm nervous for Bubba. That 22 car pushing through the middle of the corner.
Keeps him out front. Now Bubba Wallace will be listening to a spotter looking in his mirror.
Watch this. Watch this.
Here comes the
Clear by
22 car.
half. He's still not clear.
What does he do? He's going to stay with Bubba up on this high side.
Jump on the bottom. Worry about the top here.
And he is pushing, physically pushing the
Don't let
43
him
car
do your
through the
right
corner. Now they've broken
Right,
apart
3
just
to the
slightly.
bottom.
You hear a spotter saying, don't let him to your right rear. Do not let Joey Logano pass you on the outside was the message.
Man,
In your
that
mirror.
22
Watch
can
that top.
push.
Right headlight out.
He can push Junior, that means he can get a big run. Yep. So when he wants to, he can turn left anytime he wants. Anytime.
Anytime he wants, he can pull out and go around his 43s. Just get a little bit of a side draft.
Bottom's gone. Bottom's gone. Bottom's 5 back.
I think Joey right now is using his left side mirror, trying to see a run coming. Here comes a run. Big push from the Hendricks on the bottom. William Byron to the back of the 9. Whoa!
Big shove there from the 22.
3 back.
Joey could have made the move right then if he wanted to. He didn't want to.
Bubba Wallace out front, coming up on 6 laps to go from Talladega.
William Byron
back to the bottom. They got
pushed
more
out
help here.
and put in the middle.
More in the top,
and now Chase Elliott being put in the middle.
He'll fall back.
Here comes the 2 Penske cars. Logano's going down there to get him. He's going to get to the inside of 43 car. He's going to side draft him really hard right there.
Stall you out. Square to 37 up your mirror. Find middle, there you go.
Oh,
into the wall.
He's in the fence.
43 of Bubba Wallace got into the wall. He stays going.
How much damage does he have?
Enough damage, he's falling back quickly. The Alabama native up front looking for his first win. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen today.
Got a spin behind you.
He's going to go to pit road, and a caution has come out. Talked about the spin. It was James Davison in this 53.
Well, that is an opportunity, though, for Bubba Wallace. His day's not over now. He's able to put on the caution.
Everyone else, too, that thought they might be short on fuel has an opportunity to save as much as they can under this caution and gain a little bit more of a cushion. Could have that green-white checker to delay this race.
11th caution tying the Talladega record. Look at what happened with Bubba Wallace.
33 or 37 car Priest goes up here and gets into the back of him. Just a bad push there, not quite lined up.
It's a great view right here. Watch what happens.
Find middle, there you go.
Just immediately sends him. Seen that all day long, just people trying to push the guy in front of them and it not working out.
Through the tri-oval. Green flag back in the air.
All right.
Overtime presented by Credit One Bank.
We got a tandem on both lanes right now. I think that's what we're going to see to the finish of this race, unless they do get split up. They've gotten split up. The 2 and the 22 are split up. The 4 and the 21 at the Benedetto still tandem.
So that's what happens at 21. Pulled the 2 off of the 22. Now what's the 21 going to do? He's got to make a quick move here.
Still clear.
I think he's going to tandem with the 22 now. Now they're broken up. What about the Chevrolets? The Hendrick Chevrolets on the outside here.
Here comes Chase Elliott in the 9. A lot of speed, a big run. He had a huge push from the 24. Dives low, tries to get by. He's able to make the move, but he did get his 2 left side tires on the inside of the double yellow line. You can't pass below the double yellow line. Oh, and they're left behind.
Wow.
Caution comes out before they get to the finish line.
Look who's in it.
Once again, Kyle Busch in the 18. The 4 of Kevin Harvick.
Wow.
Look at the damage to that 18. What a day it's been.
We'll have to see if the caution did indeed come out.
They did not get the white flag, we're being told by NASCAR.
That means they'll try it again.
They throw the caution
And that's the worst case scenario for the 18.
They're going to red flag it, so I guess not. I have no.
All that work to get the points they were going to get.
Frustrated Kyle Busch. It's been, well, as he's put it, it's been 2020.
What a very frustrating day for Kyle Busch. But you know what? They fought. They kept fighting. Kyle did his part. The team did their part. Kept themselves in the game. That's all you can do in these situations.
The 22, heavy damage.
Let's take a look and see how this happens. Oh, the 18 gets turned sideways by a push from the 8 car, Tyler Reddick.
19 caught up in it. Martin Truex Jr. And a lot of damage there to that right front.
We've seen it all day, guys. The pushing from behind right there. And remember, Reddick has damage to his nose that may have contributed to it a little bit and how he was able to push the 18. Plus, the 18 had damage as well.
Yeah, the 18 car's got a ton of drag and a damaged tailpiece, and the 8 car damaged nose piece probably doesn't line up all that well.
What you want right here? Top line's gonna roll here. Top line's gonna roll. 22 middle stalled out. There you go. Tell me to stay. Keep coming, keep coming. There you go by the line, White.
Joe Gibbs Racing cars involved right there, as well as that 4 of Kevin Harvick. Before the white flag was displayed, so that's why we will go overtime again.
A lot of these guys running on the apron right now trying to keep the fuel in the pickup so that when they do accelerate, they do get fuel in the car. If you're up on the banking, the fuel goes away from the pickup, and then you will pump air into the intake, pump air into the car, and it will not run. So that's going to be a tough situation. I'm sure some of those guys in that outside line are definitely going to have some of that problem, not being able to pick up fuel running around pace laps.
And if you run out of fuel in front of the field, obviously that's an opportunity for a great big wreck.
So I had to flip it. FYI. Copy. Just do the best you can here.
You heard that? I had to flip it. Already has gone to the reserve.
That means he's probably only got maybe a lap.
That was Chase Elliott in the 9. Green flag back out. Overtime for Talladega.
Chase gets pushed out in front here.
Will he have enough fuel to get all the way back around twice?
Which line is going to be pushed to best?
Where's the runs coming from? Exactly, Jeff.
Top's going to come here.
Top's coming.
Top's going to come. Here they come.
Priest jumps out there. He's by himself. Hamlin in the back of the 9 car now. The inside lines together.
Oh, Bubba Wallace with a big move to get to that 3 wide and be the leader of that outside line.
He got a big
move.
shove.
Yeah, it was a great move, but there's no organization.
Oh, he's going to get turned.
Sideways.
Into the wall he goes.
Wrecking behind you here.
Bubba Wallace into the wall, and the caution has come out. There'll be a 3rd overtime.
Bubba went up there to try to get the momentum from that high side, but it disorganized, and then he was trying to find some energy off any car he could find behind him. Kelly, what do you got on the 43 car?
Yeah, Bubba Wallace, what a disappointment after he had such a strong run at times today. He said, oof, that one hurt, I think physically and probably a little bit emotionally, but obviously you see he's okay, unstrapping himself, getting ready to climb out of the car, but man, what a disappointment for Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, and Ryan Blaney right behind him. Those 2 guys are best friends. And not the way they wanted this race to end. That was a big hit for Bubba Wallace. You see him stretching his back there as he climbed out of the 43.
Big wreck, big impact. Bubba Wallace jumped in that outside line to make something happen. As you said, Junior, it was going really well. Then it all got kind of disorganized right here, and now trying to find his way back to the bottom, or just, you know, don't know if he was thinking to get in front of the 37 there, or if it's just Talladega, just a Talladega wreck, you know. So easy to watch from our viewpoint and say, oh, guy should have done this, should have done that, but it's just Talladega. See it all the time.
So damage to the 2 as well, because the 43 got into the side of him.
The 88, does he get through? He gains a little bit of damage there. The 3 car of Austin Dillon, who has now worked himself back onto the lead lap.
That is amazing.
And he's involved in this accident as well.
And with this caution, see right here, I'll get another shot of this. See Bubba just coming down the racetrack a little bit. Priest maybe up the racetrack a little bit. Just both trying to get the best position they can. But all of these cars that were low on fuel, now it's more laps under caution.
Yeah.
So they're going to be in a position where I think you'll have to see more cars coming to pit road.
The Benedetto on the inside. Does he have enough fuel? Does the guy pushing him right behind have enough fuel? And Denny Hamlin, we know he's got enough fuel to come back through the restart zone. 2 laps to go from Talladega.
Dead even down here to turn 1. Benedetto gets out ahead here, but both lines are organized.
Pusher pushing. Benedetto out front now. 3-car lengths.
Bottom advantage, 17-24 clear.
Pusher continues to push down the back straightaway, locked up in tandem. They're getting away. Can they stay in tandem? They almost have to now.
They've gotten so far out in front, if they don't stay hooked up, the other guys will run them down.
William Byron trying to find some help.
Is there enough fuel in either one of these 2 cars out front?
Look at Byron being able to pull up to the 17, going to get on the quarter panel. That's going to pull the 17 off the 21.
It separates them. White flag. One more time around at Talladega.
Eric Jones to the inside here.
Jones is now going to push the 21. Now it's a matter of how long. The Wood brothers and Matt Benedetto out front at Talladega.
No organization right now.
Look at this outside line.
Oh, we got a car in the wall, the back straightaway. Cody Ware. Here comes the 17 and the 24. They're going to try to block.
Eric
in
gets
the
up into the wall. Now the 24, a big run. He slides. They make more contact. 3 wide as they come out of 4.
Hamlin to the inside. Side draft coming from the 24 car.
Denny Hamlin, William Byron through the triangle coming up to the stripe. And as they go across the stripe, a photo finish. Denny Hamlin gets the nod by 23 one-thousandths of a second.
No way. And Matt Benedetto has no clue until he gets the information from his team that he again is going to come up short.
Denny Hamlin was on the apron.
After the crap we've been
turn
through the
4.
last several weeks, like I said, keep putting yourself in position, we'll win our share, right?
Denny Hamlin, take a look at this. How close it was.
And he's clearly ahead at the line. Tough situation again for Matt Benedetto, almost to get his first win. He'll have to try another day.
7 wins this season for Denny Hamlin. It's his 44th career win. Why is that important? It ties Bill Elliott.
How did you pull this win off, Denny?
It's just a lot of attrition. I mean, we just played the strategy, the numbers game to run the back until we were locked in, but it just things worked out. We finally got one back. We probably this one was unexpected to say the least, but probably this whole FedEx team, Toyota, everyone at JGR for bringing great race cars. And today we're obviously thinking about JJ D'Amato and his 2 kids. So really excited about this win. This was unexpected for sure.
Yeah, JJ certainly a big part of Joe Gibbs Racing. Denny, I got to ask you about the pass for the win. You had to go below the yellow line. Were you aware that you'd kind of been forced down there, and the take on that, going below the yellow line to be able to make the pass for the win?
Yeah, well, they were crashing in front of us, so it was, obviously I got forced down there just like I think the 21 and others did. So yeah, there was a bunch of us that all crashed down there.
In this process, you tie your hero, Bill Elliott. How much does that mean to you, Denny?
So much. I mean, he was my childhood hero growing up, and so that's why I've always been number 11, to be honest, is the days he was running for Junior Johnson. So just an amazing day.
It was just a crazy finish. I haven't even been able to really process it. I'm just really want to get this thing in victory lane. Menards, Tuscany Fawcett's this team. Oh, sorry, the emotions from, God, I feel like it's the same story. A lot of times, just heartbreak. My wife and I have had a stressful week. Again, just not uncertainty. Fighting, my whole career is a fight for my life. But I'm so appreciative of this team. The Wood brothers, I want this 100th win for the Woods so bad. Our alliance with Team Penske Ford, I appreciate them putting me in this car. It's so much fun to drive and have a shot to win. And Denny did a great job. deja vu, holy cow. But no, Denny, I mean, he deserves all the support in the world. He's an incredible racer. He was my biggest threat. I tried to block all I could. My spotter, Doug, did a great job. I just, this is tough.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.